This video is a kind of a compilation of a bunch of little snippets of the smaller details I've taken care of, odds and ends, that kind of thing. And they're in no particular order, so enjoy. Okay, odds and ends. Steering column, see, as you can see, I've got it about ready to paint. You know, it had some scratches like this in it, and it just didn't look very nice. It's on the top side, so you're going to see them. If it was on the bottom side, it might not be quite as big of a deal, but I'm going to throw some paint on it, make it look nice again. Steering wheel itself, though, that's kind of a problem. As you can see, it's cracked up really bad all over the place. Typical on these wheels, I've got the same style wheel on a couple other cars, and they crack the same way. This one is super bad. That's a giant gap. I've looked a little bit for a green one. Haven't had much luck. The center part is okay. The horn pad part, that's fine. They just pop out of there anyway. Nice little aluminum ring on the back. The problem is, you know, the cracks, and I can't find them. So I'm thinking if I can't find one next spring when the snow finally goes down and I can get out in the salvage yard again and dig around, I might just put one of those fake leather steering wheel covers on that was pretty popular back, you know, well, from the 90s and older, back in the day, which would look okay on there, and it would serve the purpose of making this wheel not quite so vicious on the hands to grab. It's not going to cover like this crack, but it's about all we can do unless we find a different one. So when I get this column put back in there, I'll throw it on there so I can steer it and stuff and make sure everything works. But, you know, steering wheel pops off pretty quick and easy anyway, so. Another odd thing I'm doing here. It looks odd anyway. Makes sense though. This is the heater control cable. I have it taped up in a funny way, as it moves really stiff when it's, you know, kind of laid in there and it's bent the way it is. So I have it taped up funny. So I keep dropping oil in there, and then I'll go wiggle it for a while, and then I'll drop some more oil in there. Just trying to get some oil all the way down as far as I can into the sheath, so that it moves freely later on and it doesn't freeze up. And then, which is a common thing, they'll get a little rusty in there, then they'll lock up, and then you'll bend the wire, and then they're kind of junk. And then to change the temperature, you got to open up the hood and move the actual temperature control valve. But trying to avoid that. More little details, odds and ends. Got the grill in. Before I put the grill in, I had to do a couple things. I got the hood release cable put in. I had to do a little repair on it. You probably can't, yeah, you can't see it. It's buried underneath there somewhere. But it works just fine. And I got the lower shields in, most of them anyway. See right there. There's one here that's kind of a rubber one, a floppy one. I have a couple holes I need to drill yet and a piece I need to clean up. I'll show you that. This guy right here, bolts kind of underneath, roughly like that, up in that corner. It's got a hole where a clip holds that on. And then that fender had been replaced from a different year, and they changed the splash shield on that side at some point. So there's, obviously the clip is still here, but there's a hole there, and there's a hole there that help hold that splash shield in. I have to drill those in, otherwise that splash shield is just going to flop around underneath there. You know, a little dumb thing like that I didn't think about. I knew they changed that design, but it was just didn't think about it. So one more reason to never throw away parts until the car is nothing but taillights going down the horizon. So need that for reference. So more odds and ends. I rebuffed the hood before I put the chrome molding down the middle. And then I put the one on the back here, and one little odd detail I didn't notice. I don't know if it'll show up in the video, but this back edge right here, the edge that you would see from inside the car, is actually painted. It's not just, I thought it was just corroded. I started cleaning it all off and realized that was paint, so I had to repaint it. You know, minor detail, but I couldn't leave it half painted and half shiny because that would just look weird. And that's all on the hood for now. The next video hopefully will be ready in a week or probably a couple weeks, depending on the schedule. And it'll be more little odds and ends. Things I have to take care of I gotta get the radio put in. I've got some dash issues. For some reason the lights don't work now all of a sudden. Heater fan only works on 1 speed. I've got some moldings to deal with. Stuff like that. So again, the next one will probably be similar. A whole bunch of random stuff kind of strung together in no particular order. So look forward to that one.